Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be talking about the big FAQ article. For those of you who joined me in my previous video, I give my thoughts on the new Space Marine Codex. As soon as that dropped, they actually put out the FAQ articles and stuff, which I would have included in that video, but it gives me another excuse to make this video today and talk about some of the changes that I like, that I dislike, some of the talking points in the community for things like the Space Wolves basically being spaded. Some people have been saying they're no longer the Space Wolves. That's what I've been hearing from all my Space Wolf friends. They've killed them and stuff, which I really don't think that is true. Dark Angels being absolute powerhouses, my glorious Imperial Fists and our doctrine, the Black Templars losing their super doctrine, and all the other fun stuff in between. So let's jump in and let's get talking. Just a quick note, if you hear rain bouncing off the windows, it's because it is absolutely raining cats and dogs here in Manchester at the moment, so please forgive me for that. It's just been like it all day. And also, everything that I'm going to talk about in this article is, of course, my opinion. In my other video, even though I mentioned this exact statement, people are like, no, Valrak, you're wrong. And I'm like, how can my opinion be wrong? That is your opinion. Opinions are just your opinion, guys. So let's jump in and let's get talking. So I think we should start with stuff that really opened my eyes, raised my eyebrow, the good stuff. I know in the video the other day we started with the things I disliked. So I want to start with the Dark Angels, because I really do think that the Dark Angels are probably the biggest winners, not only from this FAQ, but with all the other stuff we've seen. I think really Dark Angels are like at the top of the mountain when it comes to Space Marines. Again, you can argue that with Salamanders or Ultramarines or stuff, but for me, I see it as the Dark Angels at the tippity top of the mountain. And some of the stuff what is coming out in the FAQ, I think, has just reinforced that. So the first thing is Inner Circle. Now, there's a few things here that stand out, like each time a morale test is taken for this unit, it's automatically passed. That's cool and stuff. But the really thing that really opens my eyes, I'm like, wow, okay, these guys are pretty rock and roll. It says each time an attack is made against this unit, if this unit has the infantry keyword, an unmodified wound roll of 1 to 3 always fails, irrespective of any abilities that weapon or that model making that may have. Now, if you pair that with the Blade Guard veterans, which are Inner Circle, because that is what they do in the Dark Angels. You can take that. They have the infantry keyword. That is absolutely fantastic. I love the Blade Guard models. I love what they can do, especially if you buff them. And also a lot of people, like if you take like the new Executioner guy model, they're always hitting first and in combat and stuff, and they're just going to be just rock and rolling all over the place. It's fantastic. I really do love that. I think now, if you are buying Blade Guard and you are a Dark Angel, then you're probably going to have the best performing Blade Guard and one of the most surviving Blade Guard units out of all Space Marine players. I absolutely love that they get that, and I wish we got that as the Sons of Dawn. It's bloody not fair. And if we move on to the Jink Rule as well, so it says the Raven Wing are undisputed masters of mounted combat and make for fast attack moving targets that are difficult to draw a bead upon. So basically, it says models in this unit have a 5+ invulnerable save against range attacks in your movement phase. If this unit remains stationary, it loses the invulnerable save until the start of your next movement phase. Each time this unit advances until the start of your next turn, models in this unit have a 4+ invulnerable save against range attacks. So if you're going to be advancing this stuff, your Raven Wing stuff, then you're getting a 4+. If you're just moving, then it's a nice 5+. But it basically just don't stand still. That is what I see from this. Just don't stand still. Keep riding to ruin, till the world's ending. Just quote some feed on quotes as you're charging down, just smashing into things. I really think pairing the Raven Wing and the Inner Circle stuff together, and not only that, but with like the Dreadnoughts and the Plasmas and the just the firepower that the Dark Angels have now as well. This is why I personally think Dark Angels are going to be in a great position in this edition. And I know that we don't have their codex out yet, or should I say supplement, but I can't really see that much changing or anything's been changed. A lot of people are theorizing that since they are so good, they're making them good, so it is in line for the Lion to return, so it makes them like the #1 supplement to buy. It's like, I'll buy the Lion and I'll buy Dark Angels because they are then the best Space Marine force on the tabletop. I don't believe that. As much as I would love the Lion to come back, I'm just not going down that road at this moment in time. I'm sure we're going to see more nasty combinations with the Dark Angel in the future, but I just want to move on now to the next chapter I want to speak about, which is the Blood Angels. Now, I'm going to say that, just like the Dark Angels, the Blood Angels are probably, again, another great force that are going to be coming on the tabletop with all these new changes. Some messages that I've been receiving that normal Death Company Marines, which is confirmed now in here, have gone up to 2 wounds, which a lot of people are absolutely loving. Like, yes, 2 wounds, Death Company. They do have the core keyword, but I'm kind of confused by this because everything in this codex, which isn't a HQ, which is a part of the Death Company, receives the core keyword except for the Death Company Dreadnought, which doesn't receive the core keyword. And as far as I'm aware, the Death Company Dreadnought is not a HQ character. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but it's kind of strange that every other Dreadnought gets the core keyword. I'm not talking about space rules like Bjorn and stuff, because again, that is a HQ. Like, I know the Librarian doesn't get one in the Blood Angel Codex as well, because again, that is a HQ. But I'm really like, I don't know. I'm scratching my head. So Death Company Intercessors get the core keyword. The normal Death Company Marines get the core keyword. Yeah, it's just a strange one. Even the Furious Your Dreadnought doesn't get the core keyword. So is it like Blood Angels Dreadnoughts don't get the core keyword anymore? Because if you take a normal Redemptor Dreadnought as a Blood Angel, then that gets access to the core keyword. So I'm not too sure what the intentions are. Maybe it's balance, and I'm just not seeing what balance it is. But yeah, head scratch with that one. There's something called Blood Chalice, which I really like, but also something called Red Grail, which is the same. Red Grail is an aura that Brother Corbulo has, or as I like to call him, Brother Corb, and the Sanguinary Priest has the Blood Chalice, but it's basically the same wording. Like I said, one's an aura and like one's like an ability. So the ability on the Sanguinary Priest Blood Chalice, in your command phase, select one friendly Blood Angel core or Blood Angel Blood Angel's character, unit, excluding vehicle units. Of course, vehicles like get out of here. Within 6 inches of this model until the start of your next command phase, if the Tactical Doctrine or Devastated Doctrine is active for your army, then each time a model in that unit makes an attack, the Assault Doctrine is considered to be active for that attack instead. So basically, if you just want to go out like full melee and you have like a Sanguinary Priest or you have like Brother Corb in your aura, this is like the time to go like full on rage mode now. Unleash the rage of Sanguinious Charge in there, because you can go fully into the Assault Doctrine from turn 1 and just start smashing face. So that's how I actually see Blood Angels, you know, getting up there, you know, parrying, unleashing the rage and stuff. So from a lore standpoint and from a game standpoint, they actually have access to that now, which again, I think is fantastic. There's been some little changes like the Sanguine Orc and Heroically Intervene from a Deep Strike and stuff like that. I know that like people have been talking about some of the downsides to this, apparently like the Librarian Dreadnought with some of its psychic powers, and apparently its weapons is like one attack now that a lot of people have been complaining about. Again, please correct me if I've missed anything that is bad about the Blood Angels. I've just been looking at the positive side of things. I don't play Blood Angels at all. I've just been seeing the feedback from my Blood Angel friends, and this is, you know, what's brought it to my attention. That's why we're talking about it today. And if we move on to the Deathwatch, and I'm sorry because I've got a massive smile on my face here. I'm actually smirking because the Deathwatch seem to be some of the most broken things. Like, people have been sending me stuff, all right, what you can do with the Deathwatch stuff. So they have things like a Proteus kill team and Fortis kill team and stuff like that. And it says here, a Fortis kill team contains 1 Intercessor Sergeant, 4 Intercessors, Sea-Codex Space Marines, Intercessor Squad, yada yada yada. You can also add any of the 5 following models to this unit. So you can add 1 Intercessor, 1 Assault Intercessor, 1 Outrider, or 1 Hellblaster. But of course, people have been looking at this and go, wait, I can add 1 Outrider? So that means you can take a squad of 5 Outriders in Fortis Kill Team, Fortis Kill Team, sorry, and they can have objective secure, which is quite hilarious when statistically that means you can make a battalion which has 39 Outriders inside of it. I know the costs will be the cost what it is, but technically you can do that. People have been saying you can do that with stuff like with some of the other stuff. You can like bring 30 plus Eradicators into the Deathwatch stuff, which I think is just, like, even though this is an FAQ, I think they're going to FAQ this, because I think there may be some mistakes in that, because I guarantee that someone is going to play that song and bring 39 Outriders into a game and just ruins someone's day. It makes it even more hilarious that this is an option where you can bring 39 Outriders to a game, but the White Scars don't have access to something like this, and the White Scars and the Bike Boys and the White Scars in the corner going, hey, we're the bike boys. The hell is going on over here? This is not fair. So yeah, I don't see that lasting too long. It's just fun as it's up at the moment. They do have other things like some psychic stuff now, like they get their own psyker and psychic powers and all that funky stuff. But beside that, I want to move on to some of the less appealing things in this FAQ, and I don't know where to start. I think, you know what, I'm going to start with the Imperial Fists, because I've been receiving so many laughing emojis at me over the past day that I just want to get this out of the way. So the Imperial Fists have received what I would say is a nerf to their Legacy of Dawn doctrine. For those of you who are not aware what it was, in the Devastated doctrine, if you had a heavy weapon and you were aiming at a vehicle or a building, you did 1 extra damage to it with a heavy weapon. Now what they've done, they've changed it to where that unit you're firing at has to have strength 7. Which to me is like, okay, a lot of things are not strength 7, it's more or less aimed at now. Tanks and stuff like that, where I used to use it to pick off more infantry-based units back in the day. So I can see why they've done it, because it was a tad a little bit broken, but it wasn't a massively broken, but it was a little bit broken, so maybe that's why they've actually fixed it and moved it to strength 7. Maybe they could have moved to strength 5 or gone down a little bit, but hey, that's just me being salty me. If we move on to the Black Templars, this is a bit of discussion now, because they've lost their super doctrine. I don't know if they've either forgot to do it, I don't know if they've just don't care, or it's a mistake. I'm not too sure, but I'm really scratching my head why that is not included in this, because that is one of the reasons why you would take Black Templars. Black Templars, I like them, they're awesome and stuff, but one of their super doctrines is one of the main reasons that added to their display of power, let's say, on the tabletop. So I know a lot of Black Templar friends of mine are a bit salty about that. Is it really worth taking proper doctrines now? Do you care as a Black Templar player if you're in the tactical doctrine or anything like that? Because the way I always saw it, it was just about the assault doctrine, getting in there and doing that and everything like that. Is it just I don't care about that now, I'll just party these with another force guard or something? Is soup back on the menu for the Templars? I was actually having that debate with myself in the Imperial Fist. Is it really worth taking doctrines now that I like? The Devastated doctrine is nothing to me now. It's more or less the tactical doctrine with my bolters. That's the only thing that's really keeping me in the doctrine race. Yes, you can argue with the assault doctrine, with the assault intercessors, maybe a good idea, but really for me as an Imperial Fist now, it's just that extra AP on the bolters when I come to do my Dacron and stuff like that. Now there is one other thing when it comes to the Black Templars, and I think I'm going to dedicate a video to this on itself, but the wording in the article stated, and you can take this whatever way you will, and again, as I said, I'm going to do a video dedicated to this, just on the reasons why I think Black Templars deserve a codex. Because it states here, meanwhile, more diverse chapters such as the Black Templars, Blood Angels, Dark Angels, and Space Wolves, and Deathwatch now have downloadable PDFs and replace all their existing rules and datasheets. These are designed to get you by until the launch of your new codex supplements. Now, a lot of people are seeing Black Templars mentioned with the Blood Angels, Dark Angels, Space Wolves, and Deathwatch, and the wording of new codex supplements. So there's a lot of talk, will the Black Templars be getting a supplement? I would hope that they do, but I just can't see it from GW. It's like every year we've moved away from the codex they have. They've just got lesser and lesser and lesser in the eyes of GW, which is an absolute shame, because the Black Templars are one of the most coolest, if not the coolest chapter should I say, when it comes to the Space Marines. The Silver Templars are basically took the limelight from them now, and they're goddamn Ultramarine successors. How dare you, GW, give a Templar name to a chapter and have them bloody Sons of Gilliman instead of Sons of Dawn? This is massive, massive heresy. And I just want to finish off talking about the Space Wolves, because OMG, the amount of bloody messages I've been receiving from you goddamn wolf players about how your army is no longer Space Wolves, how you all suck now, what's the point in Space Wolves, we're crap, we're never going to see the light of day again. It's just god damn it, will you just sit down and be a good little dogger? So apparently the most effective unit from this is the Wolfen. Like, they've lost like some of the charge abilities, the aura abilities, abilities that when they die they can't attack again at like full attacks and like fucking rip everything apart and stuff. And really that's I've made out. Apparently they've lost like frost weapons are just like power weapons now, and they don't get like the bonuses to that. I personally, from my standpoint, don't see the big deal, but I'm not a Space Wolf player, so I can maybe, you know, it affects you more in the way your army is and what's been going on and stuff like that, but I don't see it as massive. Like, for me, I see, like, Black Templars have suffered a bit more. I won't say Imperial Fist, because it's just that little super doctrine is against Strength 7, but, yeah, I just don't see it, chaps. But again, correct me if I'm wrong, tell me why the Space Wolf armor is broken. We have a lot of other FAQs in this article, but I just want to focus on the ones I've been speaking about. Maybe I'll do a part 2 to this. Maybe you people can actually just carry it on in the comment section. What do you love about some of the FAQs that have been mentioned? What do you hate about it? Some of the ones I've mentioned, the Blood Angels and all that stuff. Is there anything that I've missed, anything like that? Post it down below and we can have a nice little chat about it there, as we always do. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. See you now, and bye-bye.